Hola, gente linda. Hello, beautiful people. Hola is hello in Spanish, and gente linda means beautiful people in Spanish. I'm Nelly C. My goal for my YouTube channel is to study the topics for the licensed clinical social worker exam together and share this material with someone who may need it. First, I would like to share a quote to continue to be inspired and motivated to carry on with this journey. We will start studying Margaret Mahler's theory, and this is my first video about this theory. Here is the link to the article that we are been reading. This is from Kids Development. I will post the link to this article under the video for your review at your convenience. Finally, thank you for taking the time to listen to this video. And if you'd like to receive a notification when I upload a video, please subscribe and don't forget to like this video so we can all maximize the gift of the technology at this time. I also get motivated and inspired to get with this crazy idea of studying together for LCS exam. Adios, mi gente linda, and many blessings. We're gonna start with the quote, and here is the quote. I think it goes well with our journey. Every single challenge life throws at you is an opportunity to growth. Okay, so every single challenge life throws at you is an opportunity to grow. Yes, every single challenge life throws us is an opportunity to grow. So even these failures, we learn more and we become better person and professional. Now we're gonna go to Google, and here is the article that I found about the theory. Mahler's theories of development. We're still in the first topic of the outline. Mahler's theories on child development focus largely on the mother-child relationship. Her study on separation-individuation is considered her most valued contribution, stressing the importance of consistent attentiveness, especially from the mother during a child's first 3 years of life, as a vital to the ultimate goal of raising children who grow to be successful, adaptable adults. No, for the purpose of this article, the primary caregiver will be referred as the mother. In practice, this person may be natural mother or another individual, a selected few individuals who are responsible for the primary and everyday care of the child. Getting the right start. Parents, even though who have no background whatsoever in the formal study of child development, will attest to the importance of giving children the best possibility start by welcoming them into a home environment which is both loving and attentive. The mother, typically the primary caregiver during the earliest year of child's life, who is warm, nurturing, and attuned to the challenging needs of her child, will certainly provide the child with a greater sense of security and confidence than a mother who is distant or uninterested. The simple truth is the basic of Mahler's separation-individuation theory, which details the stage of the child development during those crucial first 3 years of life. Normal autistic phase, birth to 1 month. A newborn infant is blissfully unaware of anything but his own needs. At this stage, the mother needs to be available to lovingly meet the baby's needs and introduce tender and caring interaction. Normal symbiotic phase, 1 to 5 months. During the first few months, babies begin to learn about their world and develop their very first human bond. what which they share with their mothers. Positive stimulus, cuddling, smiling, engage attention, and relieve discomfort, feeding promptly when hungry, changing of soiled nappies, providing an appropriate sleep environment. All help the infant to develop a trust that their needs will be met, building a basis for security and confidence. Subphase 1 differentiation, 5 to 10 months. As the baby matures, he develops an increased interest in both the mother and the outside world, not yet able to understand that she exists outside of his view. Parents often first notice their baby's first outward signs of separation excited during this time as the baby continually checks back, looking at other things, but then looking for the mother as reassurance that she is still present. Often, babies are most comfortable to express interest in outside stimuli when they feel safe in their mother's arms. During this phase, consistent access to the mother aids the baby's emotional well-being, and while it first appears about this time, this need may continue well-being into practicing that phase. Then comes the subphase 2, practicing from 10 to 16 months. As the children's mobility increases, they are able to explore their environment with an autonomy that was previously impossible. Still not ready for extended separation from their mothers, crawlers and beginning walkers will sometimes choose to separate briefly from their moms, but will typically return quickly for assurance and comfort. Some independent playtime is enjoyed, but often the baby is only comfortable to play on their own when their mother is within the child's line of sight. Mothers who are able to release their children to a beginning level of independent exploration while staying nearby will provide their baby with the ability to take pleasure in their growing world. Mahler described this hatching as the true birth the individual occurs when the child beginning to have a basic sense of self not directly connected to the mother. Subphase 3, rapprochement, 16 to 24 months. As a parent of toddlers know, they can be confused in bunch. One minute they are running from their mothers, refusing her attention or wishes, and then the next they are anxious clinging to her. Mahler referred to this as an ambitendency and explained that this behavior is representative of toddlers sometimes opposing desires and needs. It's during this month that children first get a real sense that they are individuals and separated from their mothers, which is both exhilarating and frightening discovery. Toddlers continue to take pleasure in exploring their environment, but during this phase, much of their growth comes from socialization. Imitation of others is common. Much to the amusement and sometimes dismay of parents, as is the tendency to want the things that others have, taking them by force if it's necessary. Mahler also observed that toddlers often become a bit low-key when they are not around their mothers and may withdraw a bit into themselves. Unlike when they were babies, toddlers learn that their emotional needs are not automatically sensed or tended, so they may be specifically demanding on their mother's attention. When they don't get their way, frustrated toddlers often resort to throwing temper tantrums. Now, aren't you glad to hear that your little one's behavior is perfectly normal? Subphase for consolidation and object constancy is from 24 to 36 months. At some point around the second birth, children begin to be more comfortable separating from their mothers, knowing that they will return object constancy. This ability makes possible for 2 years olds to accept that they are unique from their mothers without anxiety. Allow the child to engage and substitute for the mothers when she is absent. So these are the phases for Mahler's. Let's review like a summary. And because here there are a lot of good summary for Mahler. I like this one too. So normal autistic phase, birth to 4 weeks. Normal symbiotic phase, 4 weeks to 5 months. Separation-Individuation proper. First such phase, differentiation, 5 to 10 months. Second such phase, practicing 10 to 16 months. Third such phase, rapprochement, 16 to 24 months. And fourth such phase, object constancy, 24 to 36 months. So here is that. I like also here, this one also has a good article. We'll read it. It doesn't matter that I'm going to probably repeat the same thing, but I think repetition is good. Summary, Mahler describes a series of stages occurring with the first 3 years of life aimed at the development, goal of separation and individuation. Margaret Mahler was born in 1897 to 1985, and a Hungarian-born American psychiatrist. And here is the separation-individuation theory of child development for Mahler. Mahler is regarded as one of the main contributions to the field of ego psychology, as a school thought which evolved from Sigmund Freud's structural model, which is id, ego, superego. Her aim was not to develop a novel theory, but to broaden the scope of pre-existing theory. Her study focused primarily on mother-infant interaction with the first 3 years of life, thereby filling of void in psychodynamic stages theory, such as Freud's psychosexual stages of development and Erickson's psychosocial stages of development. Although this article will refer to mother-infant relationship, the theories hold true for any primary caregiver. According to Mahler, successful completion of developmental stages in the first few years of life result in separation and individuation. Separation refers to an internal process of mental separation from the mother, while individuation refers to a developing self-concept. Although interrelated, it is possible for one to develop more than the other, largely depending on the mother's attitude towards the child. Stages of development. Normal autistic stage, 0 to 1 month. At the very beginning of life, the infant is primarily focused on himself or herself and interested in external stimuli. The mother is viewed as an intrinsic part of the infant, devoid of a separated existence. The primary goal at this point is to achieve a state of equilibrium while lacking the understanding that the satisfaction of needs may come from an external source. Normal symbiotic stage. At this phase, the infant vaguely acknowledges the mother's existence, not as a unique entity, but as the main source of need satisfaction. The fulfillment of the infant psychological needs become intertwined with psychological desires and thus serves as the basic upon which future relationship will be formed. Crucial to successful progression through the next stages are the ability and the ability, the model to adapt successfully to the infant needs. 3, separation-individuation stage, 5 to 24 months. In this final stage, a significant transition occurs in two overlapping realms. In separation, the infant develops an understanding of boundary of the self, thus the mother is increasingly viewed as an individual. Meanwhile, individuation marks the development of a sense of self. This consists on 4 sub-stages. 3A, differentiation or hatching. From 5 to 9 months, the infant's primary focus begins to transform from internally focused to externally focused, although the primary point of reference continues to be the mother. This internal process is exemplified by milestone in motor development, which physically allow increased separation, such as crawling. The infant becomes increasingly interested in discovering his mother, how she looks or smells, rather than trying to become symbiotically unified with her. Then the 3B, practicing 9 to 14 months, its capacity for separation continues to develop with an increased autonomous function, particularly walking, also able to explore freely. The child still regards the mother as unified with him or her, and thus explores his and her surrounding while keeping with an optimal distance. The child's experience of the world he or she discovers is influenced by the mother's reaction and by her availability to soothe when experiences may frighten it or painful. Then rapprochement. 14 to 24 months, at this point, the child's desire to achieve independence is mirrored by or fear of abandonment. Therefore, the child seeks to maintain proximity to the caretaker while engaging in exploration. This stage is essential to develop a stable sense of self. This includes 3 stages. Beginning, the child returns to the caretaker in order to share experience excitement. There is an overarching feeling of omnipotence and exuberance. Crisis, the child recognizes his and her or her limitations versus the desire to be all-powerful and self-sufficient. The child is torn in choosing between physical and emotional proximity to the caretaker or independence. This stage is characterized by temper, tantrums, and helplessness, and thus the need for emotional availability of the mother increases. Solution. The child reaches a healthy medium between the two extremes due to languages and superego development. If the crisis is not resolved well, there will be an increased extreme on clinging or shunning behavior. 3D, object constancy. 24 months to more. Successful completion of this phase marks the development of an internalized mental model of the mother, which unconsciously accompany and support the child even when they are physically separated. In addition, a sense of individual begins to develop. The degree of ambivalence in the internalized model implicates the formation of healthy and self-concept and self-confidence. Okay, my peers, I'm gonna link the 2 articles and the 3 one with the chart. In the meantime, let's continue working, studying these concepts so we can manage it well and we can remember well, okay? If you have any suggestion, send me an email or post a note. I hope that you are enjoying this video and it's useful as well, like for me and for you. Bye-bye. Many blessings. Thank you.